G'day lovelies, welcome back. Alright, who's ready to have a crack at something different? Porcupine meatballs. This dish was created in 1929 when the Great Depression hit America and there wasn't much meat around. It's a very heartwarming dish and this is the original one right here, okay? The ingredients I'm going to tell you is for the original one. And then what I'm going to do is add some of my own ingredients. So to not confuse it, down below I'll write the recipe and how to do it exactly for the basic original one. And then below that I'll write the recipe with all the stuff I've added to it, so you can do either. Alright, so for the original recipe you need 750 grams of beef mince, half a cup of uncooked rice. Now it doesn't matter what rice you use, I've got basmati, so that's what I'm using. 1 small onion, salt and pepper, dried mixed herbs, and an 820 gram can, roughly, of condensed tomato soup. We're also going to need 1 cup of water. Now, if you're going to be making it in a crock pot or a, what do they call them? A slow cooker, you would just use half the water, so you'd only use half a cup, okay? So when it comes to both recipes, we make the meatballs the exact same way. It's just the soup I'm going to like juzz up a bit. So the extra things I'm using, instead of using water, I'm going to use chicken stock. I'm going to add some jar garlic, oregano, basil, dry, Worcestershire sauce. I'm going to add an extra onion and bacon and some fresh parsley. First up, the meatballs. What we want to do is get our 1 small onion and we want to chop it up as small as we can. Once we've done that, we now want to break our mince up into a bowl. Now we want to add our half a cup of uncooked rice, our chopped onion, 2 teaspoons of mixed herbs, salt and pepper to taste. Now we want to mix it all really well together. So once you've mixed it through a bit, don't be afraid to get in there with one of your hands and mix it up properly. Now we want to make them into bite-sized meatballs. So I don't normally measure, but I will today just to see. If I get a tablespoon measurement. Alright, a tablespoonful is bite-sized for a big mouth. I'm going to do them that size. Now if you're doing the original recipe, that's it, you've done. That's all you've got to do. Next thing you'll be doing is putting the soup and the water into a saucepan, crock pot, big frying pan. I'm going to use my electric frying pan, as long as whatever you're using's got a lid. So I've got an extra onion, I've got a handful of parsley, and I've got 6 bacon chops. So what I'm going to do is chop everything up small. Now if you want to add these things to your soup as well and you're using a crock pot, just fry up your bacon and onion first and then put it in the crock pot. Alright, medium heat, a little bit of oil or butter depending on whatever you've got. I'm just using a bit of olive oil because that's what I've got. Onion, bacon, 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, 1 teaspoon of dry basil, 1 heaped teaspoon of jar garlic or 1 clove crushed. Alright, mix it through and fry it up until it's a little bit brown. Once we've done that, turn it off completely for a minute. Now we add our 820 gram can of condensed tomato soup. I always stick a tiny little bit of water in the bottom. Mix it around and get that little bit out. Now we want to add our 1 cup of chicken stock or water. And if you're using a crock pot or a slow cooker, you want to use half a cup of chicken stock or water. And then mix it through. I'm just going to add a little handful of parsley and I'm going to leave some to put over the top. I'm just going to mix that through. Okay, and now we get our meatballs and we sit them all in there. Once we've done that, we now want to turn it back on and bring it up to a simmer, a very soft boil. Put the lid on and then we leave it for approximately 45 minutes. So if you're cooking it in an electric frying pan or a big frying pan like me, after the 45 minutes, you want to gently stir it all and then turn all the balls over, put the lid back on and cook it for another hour. At this stage you can leave it exactly like that, but if you want the soup to be a bit thicker, you will have it on a light simmer, and as it's simmering with the lid off, it will thicken up, And while it's doing that, you can either get your, so it's traditionally done with creamy mashed potato. So you put your big pile of mashed potato in the middle of the plate, then with the back of the spoon make a big hole in the mash, put a couple of the balls in with some of your soup mix. You can also do it with rice. So you put your pile of rice on, put a hole in the middle, put your balls and your soup mix in. Another yummy way is to coat the balls in the sauce and then put them in a hot dog roll, and you can have them with cheese and salad. Perfect with pasta. Well, there you have it, lovely. It's an absolute awesome one-pot wonder. Porcupine meatballs. Better get you some. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have an awesome day. And you know me, I'll see you soon. Toodles.